Peace, positivity, love, and prosperity. Welcome to the We Are the 99 podcast. It's your boy, Cancer Cannabis, and today I have a very special guest, man. Lately, I've been having all kinds of different people, from people that just got out the feds, some filmmakers, some. Damn, I'm over here having a hard time over here. You know why? I ended up getting high before this shit, man, because, I have my first 420 guest over, man. Who do I have with me today?
RastaMan. RastaMan710.
We have RastaMan710, man. And, man, if you guys don't know about him, man, I'm going to give you guys a chance, man. Give the people, an introduction. Who are you?
So I'm a local native here to Kern County. Been involved in the cannabis business since probably around 2001. I became a caregiver for a patient. Started growing a little bit for him. Later on, ended up helping that guy start a dispensary out in Oildale. That was around 2003. So kind of had a splitting with him and went with a different group. I don't know, keeps cutting in and out.
I see that. I do see that,
So ended up going with another group, dude, and we just kind of exploded, From 2004 to 2007, we were like probably one of the biggest dispensaries in Central California. Then in around July of 2007, we ended up getting busted by the DEA. They shut us down, indicted like 9 people.
9 people? Was that all people that worked for that?
Yeah, definitely. It was all people that were involved in the dispensary, the workings of it. And it was crazy, it was like they gave us a license to operate, the Kern County Sheriff's did, but they were just coming in, doing inspections, and then turning that information over to the DEA, and it was kind of like
that's straight, like inside job almost.
Yeah, it was like a straight setup, and like, it was crazy once. We all went to trial, or nobody ever ended up taking it to trial. Everybody took a plea bargain and, ended up, just taking the time. So
what year was this? That was like in 07, 08?
Yeah. So we got busted in May of, 07, and, we opened right back up, which probably wasn't the smartest idea, because they came back in July and came down, shut us down, took people to jail,
And that was DEA?
Yeah, that was a DEA.
Damn,
and
so people did fed time for this?
Yeah. There was 9 co-defendants, and everybody did fed time,
God damn.
Yeah, it went, the time went from... one person got 1 year, and then the person that got the max time was like 7 years,
7 years?
Yeah.
Man, that's unfortunate. And so how did that end up changing? Did you end up doing some time yourself?
Yes. So I ended up doing 30 months federal time. I started my time out in Fresno County Jail. Yeah. Did about six weeks there. Transferred down to Kern County. When I got here to Kern County, I was like, shit, I'm back, in my surroundings, and so
the stopping grounds.
Yeah. So I went to, from there, they, sent me like a week later to, actually right here in Taft too,
My uncle was there.
Yeah.
In Taft, they had a lot of immigrants out there.
Yeah. So, the place was split up into two different, places. They had a low security camp on one side, and then they had the immigration holdover on the other side, which was like, I think on one side they held about 2,200 inmates, and then the other one it was about 500. And it was, like I tell everybody, dude, it was like that Fed time was like a college campus without girls, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was back then. I ended up having some. This is off topic. I ended up having Zingos for the first time, man. This morning, and
Nice.
earlier this week, me and you ended up taking a trip to LA. And before we did that, we ended up going to Carlos Cafe. That was my first time going over there. I have a couple friends. They listen to the podcast, man. I ended up telling them I was in an interview. So one person that wanted me to tell him I said what's up was Rudy, the HVAC guy.
Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, I remember Rudy from back then, you know?
Yeah, he told me, he's like, you know him? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
So like, tell him I said what's up. He knows me. So I'm like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. Yeah, Rudy's a cool dude, man.
Yeah, man. So where do you see like the weed game currently? Because we ended up taking a trip over there, and we went over there on a mission specifically for washers. And there's a lot of people. The HVAC has a lot to do with weed, right? With strains and all that, because it goes hand in hand. You have to have the indoor climate. Yeah. But I'll say the game is dramatically changing straight up with the LED lights. So like the HVAC aspect is kind of slowly getting pushed out of it, because it's not like old school HPS where you needed the ducts and it was super hot and all that anymore. How have you been seeing the game change lately?
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely it's changed a lot, because, back in the day we used to grow with HPSs and, use big ACs to cool the rooms, and now with the LEDs you can run a lot hotter rooms, more humid, as long as you have your VPD in check, you good,
I was to say that VPD is another one. I never really got into it. I stopped growing, not to say I was a big ass grower or anything, but I stopped around like 2-3 years ago. And that was around the time I started seeing that, like people putting vapor, like not to say I'm old school or traditional one, but for the most part, people thought like a dry room was usually the best. They thought a humid would be like the worst thing you could do, because you might make it susceptible to mold and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's changed a lot, man. The whole, like when I got out of prison, of course I was on probation for a while, but then once getting back into the grow game, with the LEDs, it's just like kind of a new learning, once I got started, yeah.
Because people even used to do it off of these fluorescent ones.
Yeah.
I've seen I've seen you pull it off too, T5s, and you had a bunch of little bonsai clones going on. I used to get my clones from you, man. Some good strains.
Yeah. With grown clones, you could use fluorescent lights, but with getting good flowers, you won't produce good flowers with fluorescent lights per se.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you can keep a plant growing, but
just vegging and that's it.
No doubt.
Yeah. So me personally, I've never flowered using LEDs. I vegged, but I've never actually flowered. What do you decide, or what do you prefer? You prefer the old school HPSs, or do you like the new direction of these LEDs?
I like the new direction of the LEDs, man. I think it's cheaper to grow with them, and I also think that they have the advance there now where they can penetrate through the canopy of the plant and develop nice nugs throughout the whole plant,
Yeah. Since we're talking about canopies, man.
Yeah.
How do you like lollipopping? Do you lollipop just a little bit, or do you like to see legs? Because I like to see legs.
Yeah, the same way, dude. I clean them up before I start flowering them,
Yeah.
Yeah. I always feel that, you're going to produce nicer flowers at the top if you take off the little ones on the bottom.
Oh, yeah. So, overall favorite, man, as far as growing, what do you think is your favorite strain to grow?
Well, I like smoking OG, but
as far as growing it,
yeah,
it's not the same.
Yeah, it's hard growing. It's finicky. It's, sometimes it might hit, sometimes it don't, and, but I would say OGs probably.
Oh,
yeah.
OG.
I've been rolling with my homie, Stone Ninja dude from Dojo, and he's been doing a lot of crosses with, the Marathon OG, dude. And it's he's been killing the game, dude, with the OG crosses. So like, he's been keeping me pretty plugged with good OGs to smoke on.
I think I ended up seeing Marathon OG come out here to Bakersfield like a little bit after Nipsey's passing, man. And I do remember you being one of the ones with the Marathon, you know?
Yeah, like he works close with the Cure Company, dude, and like doing a lot of like R&D for like strains and stuff. Like, I mean, even last night, dude, like he invited me over and, you know, he had one of their little mystery packs with like, you know, I think it had like 4 different strains. Like, it was like an ounce, but it was like 4 different strains, you know, 2/8 of each one. And like, we just sat down and chiefed, dude, like back to back to back, you know, and it was like.
What strains were they?
There was there was a one called Bellotto. There was the Cure Lotto. It was like a lot of candy. So
gelato crosses.
Yeah, I actually have some. We could.
After
no doubt.
You know, I shout out to Dojo. I've only recently heard of him this week because of you. Because we took a trip to LA. We went first off. I'm gonna talk about that. We went to Carlos Cafe for the first time. So shout out to you. You know, putting me up on that. We went to go see the tagged up buildings right there at Staples Center, man. But the time that I was over there with you, bro, halfway through I knocked out. Smoking, and that never happens, bro. Like, you know, I be smoking BHO all day, every day. I be smoking flower all day, every day, man. But that rosin is something else. It's a little bit out of my price point, man. I admit it, but you had it on hand, bro, and it knocked me out. I woke up in traffic.
Yeah, shit. I do that sometimes myself, dude. Probably because I'm on the road, that wasn't knocking me out. But yeah, definitely it definitely.
Put me on my ass. The strains that we were puffing on was some Larry Cherry Gelato by Backpack Boys. It was some Kitchen Sink, some Rainbow Belts, and then what was the other one?
Some Guava, I think. Some 710 Labs Guava.
Some 710 Guava, man. And then we ended up going to a couple shops. I actually ended up going to the Jungle Boy shop for the first time, man.
Yeah.
You know, and I got some Mac 1, original cap cut, too, you know?
Yeah, that was from Piece of Green.
Piece of Green, man. Yeah. And the only place where you could get that Mac 1. And, you know, one thing about you, man, is I've been tapped in with you, bro, like over 5 years. I say around 8 years now, man. And you've been bringing fire to the field. That's one thing about you, man. You travel for the fire and you bring it back here.
Oh, yeah, try to, man. Fucking, I like smoking on fire, dude. And, like, if I can get enough to bring, you know, back some, dude, and share the wealth with the homies, you know, I do.
Yeah, and you know, so talking about sharing it, man, you ended up going out there to Hawaii recently, man. Can you tell us about that trip?
Yeah, it was a cool trip. I went out there with Dojo Seed Company and Organishil, dude. Shout out the homie Nate from Organishil, dude. They brought us out there, dude. Got a booth and just out there slinging beans, dude.
Oh yeah, and how does one get into them? Because you're also plugged in with Masonic, right?
I would not super plugged in with them, dude. But I mean, like, I follow him, dude, and like, I was telling you, you know, that he has a little pop up going on today after the event, dude. If you want to roll down there, you know, and like, I just show up to the events, dude. Like, those are the dudes that are like showing support to the community. So like, I try to support the events that they throw, you know.
Hell yeah, man. I was just saying last time I also ended up you know, organizing a sesh out here, man, and you ended up traveling from out there, from Nevada,
Arizona,
Arizona, you know. My bad, I had a little brain fart. Like I said, I did smoke weed before I came over here, you know.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. But
from Arizona, you took a trip out there, man.
Yeah. My family's based out here, so like. And like I said, dude, like when I see homies that like support me and like I try to show back, you know. So like I was out here and you guys were having the sesh, so I pull up, you know.
Yeah, no,
come out, smoke, you know, even if I'm not buying nothing, you know, because like usually I always got smoke, you know. Like I'm not.
That part, you don't pull up empty-handed.
Yeah, and I try not to pull up empty-handed, dude. Like. That's something I mean, since I've been smoking, dude, I don't, run out.
And same with me, man. I don't like pulling up anywhere empty-handed. Sometimes, I don't show up because I am empty-handed at the time. And so I don't want to just show up and I have nothing to offer.
And then saying, like I know that I've like shared with enough people that like if I did show up empty-handed, people would share with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's been like that, man. So. I would say, can you tell us a little bit more about the rosin game? Because cannabis scene.
Yeah, like it's something that I'm barely trying to get into, dude, and like, just like over the last year, dude, I've been trying to like find good washing strains, and like that's kind of how I connected with Masonic. He's been pushing out washers, like
some of those being the Wilson.
His main strain that he breeds stuff to is the Wilson, and it's just papaya and banana OG, dude. That all strains that wash, So like whatever he puts that to, dude, is ending up being washers, so like
shout out to Masonic, man. He's one of the guys that I personally seen it, and at first I had my doubts about him, man, but at this point I mentioned to you, man, I could do nothing else but respect him because he started after a lot of people, man. It's not like he's been in the game for a long time. He just started out in his backyard in Compton and he made it happen.
Yeah,
he really made it happen. Like, I could do nothing else but respect that, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of older, dude. So like, he's a youngster, dude, and like that fool.
I think he's my age. I'm 29.
Yeah, I think he's like 30 or something. But like, yeah, he's like putting in work, dude. Fucking, and like he's offering his beans, dude, at a affordable price, dude, to the community, and like. Nobody's doing that shit, dude. Like, $200 packs of beans, dude. Like, this fool offers like 10 packs, dude, for fucking. I think like he did a special during Valentine's Day for like 10 packs for $50. It's like, dude, nobody's doing that. That's 120 seeds for $50, dude. Like, and you could find some hitters, and like I said, dude, he has, his strains won first, second, third place, dudes at events.
That's what made me like surprised. I was like, okay, I know he's hype and this and that, but for him to start winning trophies on his strains that I've seen him work over the years, he's been pushing that Wilson for like a good minute now, And same with the chopped cookies. So I started tripping out once I seen a lot of people running his gear. Yeah. And rolling through with it. I believe I even smoked some chopped cookies when I was out there in Washington. So that tripped me out. Like, bro, I'm 2 states away smoking this full strain.
Yeah. And I think with the chopped cookies, dude, like when he got his start, dude, I think he was rolling with Oni, and that was when Oni and Harry Palms were together, Bloom Seco,
Yeah, no, I remember that whole ordeal, man, because I was tapped in with it, man. I ended up, doing the growing thing for a while. I wouldn't say try, because I did do it for a while, just not to that level, just lending the hand and all that, man. But breeding is not easy. It takes a whole team to do it, and we ended up seeing.
Yeah, myself, I've never really got into the breeding aspect of it. Like I've worked at facilities. I just came back from Arizona. I was running a facility out there, and just the whole breeding, like I'll leave that to the professionals, like I'll stay just growing the plant, and like somebody else can come in and dust their fairy dust on it,
Yeah, pollinator or whatever they want to do,
Yeah, no, a lot of those dudes are like flavor creators, like they're going after a certain taste, or flavor profile, and like they're chasing that shit, dude, and like that, they keep going down that rabbit hole. They know what they're going for, so they're dusting the right plants,
Yeah, I like more so the strains that's the perfect mixture of like pungent, like the GMO, musky, like breathy type of a bud, and some of that sweet candy flavor. One of my first strains I ended up growing was Mendel Breath, and that was a nice sticky one, man.
I like all the breath strains, dude. Like the peanut butter breath is like one of my favorite ones too.
Yeah, I also say So, could you go into detail, like, what goes into making rosin? A lot of people think it's just squishing hash. It's beyond that. You're going down to the path where you're actually getting the flower that is the washers, right?
Yeah. It's all about finding the plant with the right resin, the resin heads.
It's not just having good flower because, to my surprise, you could have some real, real good flower and it might not be a washer all the time.
Yeah. Some of the, I like smoking OG, and like the OG strains do not wash,
At all.
Yeah, at all,
That's what sucks, man, because I love the flavor profile of OG too, man. What was that strain we were smoking down there in LA? It was SFV and Triangle Kush, right?
Yeah, the TK.
Yeah.
SFE TK.
Yeah, that was pretty straight fire, straight OG.
Yeah, it's pretty fire, dude. And then we had the Charlie Sheen OG too. That was
Charlie
pretty.
Sheen OG.
Yeah, that was pretty good too.
Yeah, man. I'll say, what do you think about these companies that kind of like overinflate the price of rosin? Because I honestly do think that that's what's going on. I think they bump up the price super high once they do the nice little stickers that with the texture and the just the gloss and all that shit.
Yeah,
that's a gimmick at that point.
Yeah, like the other day, dude. Like, I seen like somebody complaining about the price of rosin, and I'm gonna say
I've done that.
and I'm not gonna say complaining. Like it was from two high hash makers, and like that, dude, they've been winning all the competitions. Yeah, their 2 gram jar went $420. Like,
god damn.
Yeah,
I thought 160 was a lot.
Yeah, and dude, like I've seen like the Tenco, the blue Zushi jar, dude, go for like $1,000, and it's like,
I would love to try this shit. I still haven't tried this shit.
It's a sushi? Blue Zushi, and it went for like $1,000 for like a 2 gram jar, dude, and it's like, that's crazy. Like myself, I wouldn't pay it, but there's people out there that'll pay it, so like, if that's what the hash maker thinks it's worth, dude, then sell it for that, like
you can't get it anywhere else.
If a person wants it, dude, they're gonna pay for it, Yeah. But but then like in that, I seen in that thing that the hash maker was like, well, if you're gonna complain about the price, you don't deserve my craft, I was like,
and where ego comes into play. Huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much just his ego playing out, like, and the girl that was actually, she had somehow came up on the hash and was trying to sell it off, but dude, that girl was a smoker, I went to this event, dude, and she was fucking blowing like clouds, like, damn, like outsmoked me,
She outsmoked you? Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
Man, so you recently ended up running into LMC?
Yeah.
High design videos, trap series. That's one of my favorite guys. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I went with Dojo Seed Company down to an event called Salt Wars down in LA, and it was just companies. All the salt companies, dude, like, had a little panel, and they were going back and forth, dude. People were asking questions and stuff like that. It was a cool event, and he was actually there covering the event that they were having.
And you also mentioned they had In-N-Out burgers on wheels.
Yeah, they had the In-N-Out little trailer there, and they were serving up the doubles.
That's dope, man. I could say, like, down near a decade. You obviously have more time than me, man. But the past decade and events, like with sessions and shit, it's been crazy, man. I'm pretty sure we did go to Secret Sesh together too, haven't we?
No, I actually never got to go to the Secret Sessions, dude. Like, I was always during that time, I was working 2 jobs, so like it was like right when I got out of prison, so like I was just kind of head down grinding, grinding. Yeah, I did that for like about 9 years, dude, and then like I switched jobs and like went back to the dispensary and went back to a grow, so it allowed me to kind of get some freedom,
Yeah, and right now, what direction are you heading with this? So, like growing, you just told us a history of like the old weed shop that you went through.
Yeah, no, everybody that's in this game, dude, that's their end goal is, eventually to get onto the legal market, dude, and like, trying to put some plays into where I can make that happen, trying to acquire some land and, in a place that's gonna allow it, per se, so just been looking for land, and trying to make that ball roll,
Yeah, and you could make it happen, man. Like me personally, man, this is a weed podcast, so I've trimmed for people out in different cities, man, and I've seen fields as far as I could see of weed, man. Believe it or not, and it's possible, man. It's just crazy, the lengths that people have to do, man, and it's hard, but I have faith, man. You can pull it off one day.
Oh yeah, you've like
had facilities before.
Yeah, like I said, dude, I just came back from Arizona. I was out there working for a company called Big Bud Farms and Wickenburg Alternative Medicine. It's a dispensary out of Phoenix. It's actually like a little town called El Mirage, which is like a suburb of Phoenix. And they had a grow in Lake Havasu, and I was running the whole grow for them,
And how was your time over there, man? I remember seeing the videos of Lake Havasu, and it looked pretty dope.
Yeah, no, it definitely it was definitely a cool experience. The grow per se was like kind of old, so like it was kind of outdated. I did what I could do with it, and it was at a point where me and the owners really weren't seeing eye to eye where they wanted to go with it. So I just, seen it was my time to move on, so.
Yeah.
Plus, like I said, my family's out here. So like I have a 17-year-old daughter. So like, proms and stuff like that, dude, I was missing being out there, and it's like, that's not worth it, to me. Family is everything. Like you could be making as much money as you want, and like
you could never regain that time back.
Yeah, you ain't gonna ever get that. Exactly, dude.
They're only like 17 one time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no doubt.
That's good, man. Seems like you ended up making the right decision, man.
Yeah, so with that experience, I think I can spin that off into another venture, and like. This time it'll be for myself, or actually with probably with my older brother, he's definitely been a supporter, he comes from a different field, but, he's always been a supporter of me, in little ventures that I take,
Oh yeah, man. So even though you did prison time and all that, man, it seems like, you're still gonna go in the right track. The game has changed and you're changing with it, like I have friends that are like, I'm guilty of still messing with BHO, I have friends that still make CRC, but I really know that rosin is the new way, and I see you're aligning yourself in the right steps with it. You're making the right connections, you're making the right moves,
Yeah, so definitely. And like I was able to latch onto some equipment, got a killer deal on it, from a local guy here that makes hash, and so like I'm just ready to produce the material, like, and all that comes with getting the land and trying to get the proper permits to do it right,
Yeah, and it's not like this is just like a pipe dream or anything, because you already have the experience. You've already been in shops. You've already ran facilities. You've already grown. You've already had the clones lined up and all that.
Yeah.
So. And as far as I've seen, man, you've even gotten, where all the good strains are at. I've gone with you a couple times to get some good clones.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Like, I mean, I'm probably a weed nerd at that, dude. I like, spend my time on the internet, like
on the forums.
So yeah, it's just searching out, and like seeing where everybody's getting stuff from, or like I don't know, like my next trip, dude, I want to go up to Portland, dude, and go visit Archive up there, you know, and
Archive
like,
seed, yeah.
yeah, I mean they have a spot, you know, in Portland, and they sell clones up there, you know, like go up there and see what they got,
That'll
you
be
know,
straight
like,
from him, you know.
yeah, it's straight from the horse's mouth, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, it's crazy, dude. Just how much the game has changed, you know.
And it's good that you're changing with it, man, because some people, they know what they do and how to do it, and they'll stick with that. You know, it don't matter if people are making more money with rosin or anything. They're like, well, no, this BHO is good, this CRC is good. You know, it's like I think. Yeah, I know my guys are listening. I think you guys should, you know, just break into a little bit of everything, man. I know rosin it has been around for a while already, you know, so it's not like this is something brand new.
Yeah, and it's not going nowhere, you know what I mean? And like myself, dude, like I was, you know, hesitant to buy it at first, you know, and it's like,
especially with the price point.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive, dude, and I mean, it's a lot better when you're making it yourself, you know.
That part, you know. Yeah. And from you, I kind of learned, you know, you could clone yourself, and then end up running that, being self-sufficient, self-reliant with that.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with the
yeah, you should only have to buy a plant once, you know, or, you know, grow a seed once, or, you know, and then you should be able to replicate it after that, you know.
Be able to clone it, be able to have it mothering and everything.
Yeah.
My Eagle Crasher that I ended up getting, I just ended up repotting it, and I just put it in a little 1 gallon. You know what, bro? I'm gonna end up taking off from here like in March, or like March 15th, something like that. I'm just having it as a plant, like as a house plant. You know where I'm at.
Yeah, it's all good.
Because I haven't grown in like 2 years, man, and I miss it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I miss it. You know.
Yeah, no, that's the same with me. You know, you gotta always have plants around, dude. Like that's the way I've always. You know, for the last probably since 2000, dude, I've always had a plan around, you know, besides the 30 months that I did in prison, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I was on probation for 2 years. So
2 years probation, man. That's crazy. I ended up. Nah, I'm not on probation, man. It's just that DUI ended up fucking my life a lot, and it wasn't even prison time or nothing. It was just like financial.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, I mean, that's one reason I don't drink, dude, is because that's the consequence. You know, it's like fucking 10 racks. You know, like right off the bat. You know,
off the back, man. And I still had like another 17 for the lawyer, and then he lost, and then I still had to do just everything like as if I didn't pay him that money.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah, no, it's like sometimes in those cases it's better just I mean
get an Uber.
Yeah.
You know, I learned that afterwards, you know, after the fact, man. But,
no doubt, dude. Uber. Like call me if you're my homie, you know, call me. I'll come pick you up.
Real shit, man. I think I'll say the only time me and you had drank together was when we ended up seeing Renee Vaca and Ken Flores at the Well Comedy Club, bro.
Yeah,
you know? Me and you went together, and we seen them guys here, you know.
I mean, I'm not against drinking, dude, but I'll have a couple, you know, and mainly when I go out, you know, I'm a social drinker, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't ever really overdo it. I hate hangovers, so you know, it's like it takes me like 3 days to when I get a hangover, dude. I swear it takes me like 3 days to get back to normal.
Yeah, as I've been getting older, man, the hangover's been getting harder.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be able to drink and wake up all cool and everything. Now it's like, hell no, man. I started regretting the night before.
Yeah, from like 21 to when I was 27, dude, I swear I went out every weekend, you know, and like after, you know, when I had my daughter, dude, when I turned 27, like, stop going out, stop doing all that, you know, stop drinking. Yeah. Like when I go to Vegas, I'll enjoy drinks or like, you know, go to the comedy club.
Social. You know, the social drinking. Yeah, man. I was to say, we still have like a good half hour, man. Got all this right here.
Yeah.
As far as like weed and all that, we've ended up going to the Well Comedy Club, man. What do you think about like the new comedy scene brewing in Bakersfield?
Dude, I think it's tight, dude. Like, I mean, shit, I wish we would have had that like the whole time, dude. Like, those dudes are really I mean, causing a scene, dude. You know? Yeah, like the I think Bad Neighbor comedy. There's
Shout
like
out
a
to
few.
Bobby D, man.
Yeah, there's like a whole little like bunch of different like little crews of like comedy guys. You know, it's
Here in
like
town, and
only if
you're in the comedy
cool. You
world
know,
or a comedy fan do you see it. You know, and I've been seeing that lately, man, and I like it, man. And I also like having friends that are into comedy too. You know, because to my surprise, not everybody's into, you know, going out and seeing some stand up, man.
Yeah, no, I fuck with like Kill Tony hard, dude. Like Cam Patterson and David Lucas, you know, all those guys, dude. Like,
That was another guy I seen at the well, David Lucas, man. I ended up going with a couple of homies of mine, bro, and this one was doing a lot of crowd work.
yeah, no, definitely, dude. Like that's what he's known for, dude. He actually came off of that show Your Mama off of MTV, I believe, dude. Yeah.
I've ended up seeing some of his vlogs. He has a podcast where he goes fishing.
Oh yeah, I seen that, dude. Like he comes out on a boat and they do fishing on a boat, and they do also they also do it off the shore too.
Yeah, man, that shit looks pretty dope. You know, honestly, I kind of feel like doing something like that. I'm doing that right now, man. I have you on my little podcast, man.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I like how Tony Hinchcliffe, dude, gives them that platform, dude, and like I think they do that all over there in Austin, you know, where at the mothership that, you know, Joe Rogan set up, you know, for comedians during the whole COVID, you know, like where people could perform, you know.
Yeah, man. See, I would like to go visit Austin just for that alone. I've ended up going to the Comedy Store right here, and man, I've ended up. Shout out to my boy Bully Extracts. I ended up meeting Joey Diaz. Man, it's not like we hung out for a whole day or anything, but just briefly meeting Joey Diaz just to hand him off some THC syrup. And that episode, man, I need to remember off the top of my head, man. But he ended up getting a shout out on that episode. But when Joey Diaz received it from me, he looked me in my eye and he shook my hand, bro. I would have thought he would have been like, okay, this is just a help. Thank you. Goodbye. No, he looked me in my eye, he shook my hand.
That's cool, dude.
You know, it was pretty cool, man. Phenomenal. Tremendous. You know? Yeah. Like, I like a lot of the comedy scene. One of my favorite comedians and podcaster, George Perez, he's coming out here on March 16th. I'm leaving on March 15th, bro, to take off. But what he's done recently is he's created records. He ended up doing like a 12-inch album.
Oh, okay.
Like comedy skits, how Cheech and Chong used to do. And man, I ended up messaging or commenting, and he commented back. He said he's gonna be here, but for me to have a homie like pick it up, you know. Oh, okay. So I might end up trying to do that, man.
That's cool. He's gonna be right there at the well, or what?
Well, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know, dude. I'll
have you go.
Yeah, I'll go check him out.
I'll have you be the guy to go get that the vinyl for me.
Yeah. No, like I went there like 2 weeks ago, dude, and like went by myself. You know, somebody hooked me up with some tickets. You know, and like I went and checked it out. You know, like. It was just a regular weekly show, you know, but
those ones are still cool.
Yeah, no, it was cool, dude. Like I laughed my ass off, you know. Sat at the bar, you know, got good service.
Yeah, I do like the drinks over there. My favorite drink at the well is the green room. Okay. The green room. First time I had that was with you. We were over there, man. You know, I like the well, man. I'm gonna end up having somebody from over there on the podcast, man. I think it's gonna be Bobby D, man, because. He always gets me good seats. You know,
that's cool.
Each time I go there, man, he's always a cool guy, man. So, you know, we ended up talking a little bit of comedy, cannabis, man. I was say, what else have you like been wanting to do endeavors of, man? I was to say, what's up with the? You know, we were talking about chasing police calls. You know, possibly.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I've been watching a lot of the, like, streamers and, like,
Twitch.
Like, the homie Ninja, dude, he has his Twitch, you know, that he does, and, like, I don't know, like, I think it's kind of the wave, you know, for, like, you know, to get into, you know, if you're part of the movement, dude, to get a podcast, you know, get your stuff out there, you know.
Yeah, start getting things rolling. Like me with this podcast shit, man. I ended up, you know, like 2 years ago, man. Just ended up staying at home after I ended up getting in a car accident, And I started watching podcasts because COVID really wasn't allowing a lot of people to hang out or anything, and you know podcasting was kind of like the next best thing as hanging out with somebody because you got to see different people's opinions on different topics. So I started fucking with it. Some of the ones I started watching was the Joey Diaz podcast, the George Perez, and they're actually homies with each other. And not only that, but I had a homegirl here in town. Shout out to my homegirl Lily. She had the Slut Chronicles podcast. And another homie of mine ended up having a podcast in Selmar, my boy, Predict from the Porte Se Bien podcast. He ended up doing 80 episodes, so it kind of took from me getting into the podcasting and seeing a couple of friends doing it to realize, like, you know what? This is possible. There is a way to do it, but I don't have the know-how, to fuck with tech like that because I barely got my first my first laptop, my first tablet, and all that last year.
Yeah, but I mean, with just using it, you're gonna get the experience,
Mm-hmm. I like it, man, because to me this shit's like an outlet. I could be out there fucking around, man, but now I actually created a schedule for myself, and I'm having people roll through it and like fill in. Like me and you, we on a whim ended up taking a trip out there to LA last time, and then I was like, "Hey, I need a guest, bro. You'd be perfect for the show."
Yeah, no doubt, dude. Like, I mean, like I said, dude, like people that support me, I try to support them back, and like you told me you're getting your podcast going, and like you needed somebody to come on, I'm down,
and bro, I thank you for that because. I mean, not to say I was over here sweating it, but I was like, man, I had to just randomly make it work. Randomly make it work. And, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's been listening. I don't have like a shitload of people that tune in or anything, but the ones that do, they matter.
That's all that matters, like, and like, I hope that, some of my people that follow me, that, want to listen to this, they'll follow you and like your content, dude, and keep listening,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I actually ended up having a couple people follow me, from that repost, man. So thank you, man. That shit was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm sure once the episode comes out, you get some more followers too on your YouTube and shit,
Yeah, I was gonna say, so since you are doing like, a lot of behind the scenes work, man, are you planning on like maybe establishing a brand for yourself?
Right now, dude, like, I mean, eventually, yeah, I want to get a brand for myself. But like, I'm gonna be helping Stone Ninja with his breeding facility. Is like really my main project on my plate right now.
Is Stone Ninja and Dojo the same guy?
Yeah, Stone Ninja, he owns Dojo Seed Company.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the owner of it, and he travels a lot and does a lot of shows and stuff and to sell his beans, dude. So like, he needs somebody here in home base, yeah, to take care of the breeding facility, So like, I'm gonna step in and do the breeding facility. I'm gonna run the breeding facility for him, and he'll come in and dust the clones, dust the plants,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Man, that's pretty dope, though, man. Because that's a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Like me, I thought I was pretty into and like on top of things out here as far as like, what brands are doing what. But I just found out about this guy, and it sounds like you guys are doing real good work.
Yeah, no, he got. I mean, dude, he got his shit together. Like he's been doing it for a while. He's worked with a few big companies, and like now he's doing his own shit, dude. And like he's, like I said, dude, like. He got some of his strain. Like when I was working the facility back in Arizona, like I got some of his strains put on back there, and like I said, he's been working here with the Cure Company, dude, and like he's getting some of his strains on there. Like the Stone Ninja OG, dude, is like, I don't know, it's been one of my favorite that we've been smoking over the last, since it came out. I think it came out the beginning of last year, but it was. His Cypher strain that they hunted about 100 seeds, and that's their keeper from it. They named it Stone Ninja OG,
Yeah.
It gave homage to him, And like I said, dude, if you're ever in LA, dude, have a chance to check it out in the Cure Company, check it out, dude. It's phenomenal OG,
I would say that's where Stone Ninja has his stuff at. It's
it's in Cure Company
in LA.
Here
in Vegas, so that's pretty.
No, cool. Yeah, in LA, and I mean their stuff is in a lot of dispensaries, because they also do wholesale or whatever, But yeah, I mean, that's all I've been smoking on, for the last probably 6 months,
Yeah, no, and bro, I know you smoke nothing but good, like well, one strain that I've always been able to get my hands on is Euphoria. It's the E1, and I could go back like 8 years ago. Strain that you've always had on deck, man, is the Thin Mints.
Yeah.
So I like that, and like what I mentioned, bro, I like that you go and you travel for the seeds the clones to have out here in the field, man, and it's gonna sound very snobbish, man, but there's no other way to say it, man. We do have fire here in Bakersfield.
Oh no, yeah.
I've gone to LA sometimes, and I have been disappointed.
Yeah, no, Bakersfield, dude, is like a lot of people take Bakersfield for granted, dude. But Bakersfield got some heat, dude. Fucking, there's a lot of growers and a lot of good rosin makers, good hash makers. A lot of these
guys don't have
BHO,
social medias either.
Yeah, I mean, dude, the BHO game out here. I mean, there's there's still going, and I mean, there's some fire BHO, dude. There's fire rosin makers. There's good growers.
Yeah, and I think we do have a little bit of everything out here, man. And I just like I say I like your style, man. You got that Rasta style to it, which
I appreciate
is a little bit needed, and that traveling does make a lot of difference, because we are here in Bakersfield, we're home base, but let's not forget we're in the center, man. We could go to San Francisco, we could go to LA, we could go to the desert, we could go to the beach, but at the same time, there's no need for it. We have it all here too.
Yeah, definitely, dude. But I mean, when you're searching for strains, you gotta travel. Like
that's what you have to do. That's your due diligence right there, man. If you really want the strains, man, you'll pay the price and you'll travel far and wide from.
No doubt.
What do you think has been the most expensive strain that or the farthest trip that you've taken for a strain?
The farthest trip I probably took in for a strain was probably Southern Oregon.
Southern Oregon?
Yeah. Just to a friend up there,
I would say, what strain was that?
OG.
OG?
Yeah. Get an OG. I got an OG.
I think the farthest I've ever gone was probably like around Santa Barbara. And I was swear for some OG 18 and some Grand Puba. The Grand Puba.
OG 18 is fire, dude.
It was fire, man. As weird as it sounds, it had that like fresh meat smell to it. It was like a nice chunky OG, man. And it didn't grow finicky. That one grew up like straight chunky. The Grand Puba, it came out purple. It was all right, but it hurt me. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. It actually hurt me on me, man.
Yeah.
It
happens, G.
I would say, have you ever had that happen to like a strain that you were looking forward to?
I've had it happen a few times, but it goes back to working with good breeders, like you run good breeders gear, dude. You're not gonna have. I mean, you might have herms every now and then, dude, but I mean, lately all the seed packs I've been busting, I haven't had no herms,
No.
And I've been like strictly busting, dude. Like I said, dojo seeds and Masonic gear,
Masonic gear.
Yeah,
I remember,
and I'm running some high definition as well.
Right now. Yeah. I will say I remember when we ended up going to Green Dragon, man. I ended up picking up some El Chapo OG, some GG4, some Skittles, and some. Did I mention El Chapo OG?
Yeah.
And El Chapo OG. So El Chapo OG and Skittles, they were very finicky. But off of the GG4s, like when it was all said and done, that harvest, 4 plants ended up giving me 8 pounds of the GG4s.
Damn.
That GG4 from Green Dragon was some good shit. And I had to trim it by myself, bro, because I was broke. I couldn't have nobody like, hey, come help me out. I'll pay you guys so much for a pound to help me trim. No, man, that whole summer I was right there broke, fucking trimming it myself, but happy because those were my first like 8 pounds, like off some of my own shit,
Yeah, no, it's always nice, dude, to be trimming and smoking on your own product,
Yeah, man. I have 2 years out of 10 that I haven't trimmed, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I even missed that. I just started wearing glasses, man, but I swear maybe I think some of my eye problems comes from me trimming.
Right. Trying to focus on the flowers or
from
what?
focusing so much because I could zoom in pretty good, but it's like the bigger words far away that I kind of get astigmatism.
And see, that's the same way I've been too, dude. Is my vision far away, but like the last time I got glasses, dude, they wanted to put bifocals in, you know.
Yeah, so you can zoom in more.
Yeah, so like you look through the bottom and you're like looking at the
words,
the words, you know.
Yeah.
And you look through the top and you look your distance, you know. So it's like 2 glasses in one or whatever.
Yeah, and then I would say I was in Staples Center, bro. Like I just got my glasses, right, and I see you take yours off. I was like, no shit, I should take off my glasses in the rain, you know, because I just got these, man, and you know, I'm getting used to it still, man. You know.
Yeah, nah, it sucks to walk around with the drops on your eyes, you know.
Yeah, I was over here. Where my windshields at?
Yeah, don't got no windshield wipers on those, G.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we're gonna end up wrapping up this episode, man. I appreciate you. This would be the second episode I have, man. You know, but first episode with the 420 guests, man. But you know, we have like 10 minutes left, man. Is there any shout outs or anything you'd like to give out to anybody? You know, like, you know, you're gonna be telling people, hey, check out this episode. You know, is there anybody like, hey, shout out to this person, shout out to that person?
Yeah, no, I mean, shout out to my family. You know, like my family's always had my back, dude, and like. And I'm talking about like my close friends because they're my family too, you know. But just everybody that's had my back, dude. Fucking like the time I was down, you know, that went and checked on my daughter, went and checked on my ex, you know, like, you know, shout out to my daughter, you know. Mm-hmm. Who else? Shout out Stone Ninja, you know. He's been helping me out a lot, you know, like put me on game, you know. With the whole streaming and all that, and
I didn't even know it was Stone Ninja that was putting you up on game with the streaming.
Yeah, and I don't know. Follow me on Instagram. I got 2 accounts. You know, my regular account, RastaMan710, and my Rasta Grows account, which will start. I had it popping when I was working in Arizona at the legal grow, and I had a lot of pictures on there, but when I left, I just deleted them off, or not deleted them, just archived them. So I still have the pictures, you know. I just
for keepsake, you know.
No doubt. I just I don't know, if I'm not working for a company, I don't see a need in
advertising for them.
Yeah, and like I got all of them over there, you know, like. They are my family, you know, but it's just we have 2 different outlooks on how cannabis should be, you know.
It happens, you know. It doesn't always work the way you want it to, man. But just because it's separate, I mean, it's beef or, you know, hard field.
Yeah, no, and like I mean, even when I was in Hawaii, dude, and like the homie with Organic Shield, you know, and like they in past had, you know, issues with bugs, and like he's like, oh, do you know anybody that like legal grows that might be interested, dude? And I'm like, yeah, here, hit these people up, you know. It's like, I don't have no hard feelings against them, you know. Like, we didn't see eye to eye, but like, I ain't gonna hate on you, know. Like, dude, I have love for all the people that worked over there, dude. That was my team that I built, you know. Like, they were my employees, you know. Like,
yeah. Hey, and the good thing about it is, you know, once you've done it once, you could do it again. Oh, because you have that experience, man.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. Like, that's why I said, you know, like, I'm just, you know, trying to put all my ducks in a row, you know, and once that happens, you know, it'll happen, you know. Yeah.
Well, that's been it for the We Are the 99 podcast. It's been your boy Cancer Cannabis, and I've had the pleasure of having my boy RastaMan710 right here, man. Thank you guys for giving us the time, you know, to listen to us, man. Peace, positivity, love, and prosperity, man. We Are the 99 podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Peace.